people, they know that people don't look at detail. People get their perceptions from an image of something, a feeling, a perception, not detail. So they'll put a guy up, like you just mentioned. They'll say, Professor so-and-so. Oh, he's a professor. He must know what he's talking about. They don't say, well, hold on a second. He's talking about climate change and all that stuff. What's he a professor of? And, you know, this IPCC, climate change fake scientific body, is awash with people making assumptions and statements of fact about the climate. They have no background in climate science whatsoever. But because people get it, they don't just call him Professor something, people will believe it. That's how it works. That's how it works.
Well, just coming on to the kind of, you were talking about the corruption of Al Gore. I mean, he's been recently labelled an energy hog because he lives in a big mansion and he was running up a monthly bill of $1,359, and that apparently is the twice the yearly amount of the average American home. And this guy's up the front saying, we need to save the planet, I've got the answers, I've also got a company that will benefit, you know, which is, he started a generation investment generation investment management with US Treasury Secretary and the former Goldman Sachs CEO Hank Paulson. I mean, that stinks, doesn't it?
Well, when you get up into the, because of this pyramid structure I talked about, when you get into the higher echelons of this pyramid structure, the same people come up across the range of different pyramids. For instance, this brain suppressant and rewirer called aspartame, this sugar substitute,
yep.
Was brought onto the market by Donald Rumsfeld when he was chief executive officer of Cell Pharmaceuticals that sold out to Monsanto. Turns up as defense secretary. When a European engineering giant called ABB sold nuclear technology to North Korea in the year 2000, on the board was Donald Rumsfeld, right? Who then became defense secretary and said, oh, they've got nuclear technology in North Korea, they're a danger, we must do something, right? So when you get up to those levels, they're all cross-matching each other. It's no surprise at all that people involved in the manipulation of the United States economy also turn up in other areas. It's the way it works, no surprise at all, you find it everywhere. But Gore is an extraordinarily corrupt man. And his carbon footprint is massive because A, he doesn't give a damn, and two, he knows it doesn't matter. Because he knows what he's saying is a load of provable tosh. That's why he will not debate with anyone. Why will the guru of climate change not debate with scientists who say it's not true? He won't do it. I've just written one of my newsletters this week about Tony Blair. Tony Blair's now become a guru of climate change through an organisation we need to watch very carefully called the Climate Group, based out of London and has offices around the world. And its members are all these big transnationals like Coca-Cola, PepsiCo, Barclays Bank, really IBM. People who really care. And now he's going around the world selling climate change because there's this climate change conference, this United Nations climate change conference in December 2009 in Copenhagen. And there's, I think it's about 180, 185 countries going. And they want global laws of Orwellian nature to meet the threat of climate change agreed at that conference. So now they're throwing everything. And so Blair's been brought out. You know, who can lie for us and have no shame? Well, no, Al's busy, so, hey, get Tone on the phone, right? And he's off. Now he's climate change guru. Yeah. And he was asked at a news conference when he announced this what he did in his own life, in his own homes, to stop producing carbon dioxide. And as one newspaper report said, there was just an embarrassing silence. It's just a scam. Yeah. That's all it is. And if you don't think it's a scam, then do yourself a favour, do your grandchildren a favour, do your kids a favour, get on the internet, put in a few words in a search engine, global warming conspiracy, climate change scam, keep going and find it. Go to my website, davidicke.com, go into the Planetary Change Research Archive, and it's all there for you. Totally free of charge. Get aware of what's going on, because climate change is a major vehicle for introducing this Orwellian state through problem-reaction solution. And just to finish that whole sequence off that we've been talking about, problem-reaction solution works with the totalitarian tiptoe, which is, you know that this is where you're going, and you're here now. You know if you go in one leap, the change is going to be so big, people are going to go, hey, never mind the game show a second, what's going on? And so you do it in steps. You do it as big as steps as you can, but not so big that people go, hey, there's something going on here. But they got so confident now, the steps are getting faster and faster. So the totalitarian tiptoe is how we went from a free trade area in Europe, just good for jobs, help stop more wars in Europe, it would be really good, nothing else, honest. Step. And now we have a centralised fascist dictatorship in Europe, which overrides national laws. And if Ireland, I'm going over there to talk just before it, but if Ireland say yes to this Lisbon Treaty in their second vote, now there's democracy for you. There's freedom.
They've already voted no, and then
they said no. We've got the wrong result. They've got to do it again. If they'd have voted yes, would they have had a second referendum just to check? Let me think about that. So it's a conspiracy, and the agenda, as I say in my books, the agenda does not take no for an answer. That's why Ireland vote no. We have another referendum, and they're going to get the right answer this time. So they won. If that Lisbon Treaty goes through, then for a start, they're strongly talking about Tony Blair. You know, the man who, if there's a half truth in a Blair speech, it's typing error, being president, or the first president of Europe, and that will bring about the end of what is left of the nation state. And it started out as a free trade zone, nothing to worry about. That's how the totalitarian tiptoe works. That's how the Orwellian state is being brought in, step by step by step.